Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming over and checking out my Facebook page to see what this Fisher Woodward Intuitive Healer is all about. I know that this is probably a surprise to many of you. You didn't know that I was working on developing these abilities, and I am sorry that I have not been very forthcoming about that. I just wasn't sure how it was going to be received. And so that just brought up some fear in me and made me resistant to talking about it. But now I've gotten to the point where I think that I can provide these services that are actually really helpful to people. And I think that this is a thing that people really need right now. So the longer I hide behind, my little fear fence, the worse, just the worse it is for me, and no one can access my services. So it's time for me to lift that veil and just be clear about who I am and what I'm doing. And so that's what this is all about. I also wanted to answer the main question that people have for me right now, which is, how did this all happen? You've just always been a teacher, and where did this come from? So let me explain that. It all started about 3 years ago when my father died in March of 2017. The whole evening that he was dying, I had this feeling in my ears that felt it's a similar feeling to when you're on an airplane and your ears get kind of plugged. And so I recognized the feeling. I'd had it before when I had a reading from a South African Sangoma. The whole time that he was doing this reading, and he was actually conversing with my ancestors and telling me what he was hearing. I had this feeling the whole time during that reading, and then when I left the reading, it went away. So I recognized the feeling, and I knew that my ancestors were around me. My dad's ancestors were probably around, but it was just a pretty profound feeling that I couldn't really ignore. Anyway, after he died, the feeling persisted, and it lessened, but it persisted for months and months. And I had other feelings like somebody playing with my hair or somebody pushing on my head. And so I was talking to my yoga teacher about this, and she said, you need to go see Nancy Rebecca, who's a spiritual teacher here in Tacoma. So I looked into Nancy Rebecca, and I ended up taking classes from her that helped me to develop my intuitive abilities and helped me to tap into whoever it is who's around me, playing with my hair and pushing on my head and plugging my ears. And so I now kind of call them my angels, my spirit guides, my ancestors, and they help me in my work. And I feel that they have pushed me to learn as much as I can about this and to offer my services to people around me. So what I've ended up learning how to do is intuitive readings, and what these intuitive readings do is they help the person who I'm reading gain insight into their lives, gain clarity, direction. And it's not therapy, it's not counseling, it's just me kind of telling this person what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling intuitively, and just raising up kind of in front of them issues that are relevant to them. A lot of times I don't even know, like it doesn't even mean that much to me. It's just kind of what I'm just telling them what I'm hearing, and they it resonates with them. So it's I just will only see people once every 3 months. I do not want to be your counselor, but I can help just kind of point things out, I think, and then the client can go on and do the work they need to do. I also, during this time, have been exposed to healing touch, and I've started studying that. So this week, no, a couple weekends, I'm going to take level 3, which will get me about 3/5 of the way to being an actual practitioner. So I'm still kind of a student practitioner at this point, which is why I charge less for Healing Touch. And Healing Touch is super cool. It's like it's very relaxing. It kind of helps clear out your energy system, which is like your aura and your chakras, and get everything all balanced. So you feel better, and it just promotes healing. It just promotes like emotional healing, physical healing, mental healing. And so yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing these days. So I hope that if you are interested in receiving any of these services, that you will send me a message. My website is not quite ready to go yet, but I am. So I've just decided that I'm just going to jump in with this Facebook business page, let you know what I'm up to. Please message me if you want to know more, if you're just curious, if you have a question, whatever. I would love to talk with you. And also, I offer a free sample. So if you're like, I don't know about this, I don't know if it's worth as much money as she's asking me to pay her. Okay, that's cool. I understand. Come see me for half an hour, and I can do kind of a short reading for you and do a short healing touch session for you. And then you will have a better sense of the work I do and whether or not we're a good fit to work together. So that's pretty much my story. Thanks again for stopping by. Thanks for listening, and yeah, sitting through this whole dang long video. All right, talk to you later. Bye.